Friday, March 1st. Hello everyone, Brian here. This is going to be a very exciting time for gardeners, not only in Southern California, but gardeners in colder climates, because this is probably when you're starting your plants for the year. And for us in Southern California, we can start our plants in a different fashion. We can start them in these larger containers with garden soil, and we can put them outside when it's sunny. And if it's too cold, we can take them indoors. This is also a time when we can kind of put away some of our indoor seed starting. When we do indoor seed starting, we start them in smaller containers and with grow medium. That's just so that we can fit more plants under the light. And with the grow medium, it makes everything very simple. But at the same time, when we go and transplant our grow medium plants, we have to keep a closer eye on them. So if we can start our plants in garden soil, that transition is a lot smoother, and we're not really concerned too much about the space that these containers take up, because outside we have more space. So you're going to see that transition where we're going to get more of our plants, seedlings, in these kind of containers. And before I head outside, this is an Atamoya, a Gefner Atamoya. The greenhouse gets warmer than our house, and so I put it in here to see if it'll speed up the ripening, and it's getting a little bit soft, and it's almost time to enjoy this fruit. So this came off of our Atamoya tree. And the thing that we want to check out before we head out of the greenhouse is this Roma tomato. I wanted to see if we can grow a Roma tomato in the greenhouse and get some tomatoes, and this is going to be our first, technically our first tomato of the year. And this plant looks a little bit blemished. That's because we've been getting rain events, and we've gotten over, I think, 14 inches this year. All the roof runoff I tried to collect and have it infiltrate into our lawn and also into the greenhouse. So the greenhouse is in the back corner of our property. I figured if we can infiltrate it here, it can kind of spread that way and that way. And so a lot of water hit this plant, and it caused it to get green, brown. So that was I was deciding whether what's more important, get some tomatoes or infiltrate the water. And infiltrating the water is going to be more important right now. So, but it looks like this plant has perked up a little bit. But at the same time, we're going to get some more rain. But I'm not going to put the hose in the greenhouse. I'm going to have it outside on our lawn. So we got some garden hoses here, and the rain runoff, it goes into a tank, and as it fills up, the hoses will siphon the water out naturally onto our lawn. So let me close up this greenhouse door. Don't want the chickens going in there. And then this is going to be our backyard garden. So before I head in there, or let me show you a couple things right off the bat. We got this really nice big cauliflower. This is Snowball Y. So very nice cauliflower. Growing for a big one like this is something that I've been working on to get more consistent yields. And so that's a good one. I got some leaves to blanch it so that the cauliflower can stay nice and white. If we let the sun hit it, it's going to give it a little bit more flavor, a nuttier flavor. So either way, they're going to be good. But I just wanted to blanch that one for a lighter flavor. And then next to it, we got some sprouting broccoli. So this is Happy Rich. I'm really liking this variety because it's very productive, and it makes these shoots that are long, and the stalks are tender. They're not woody at all, and they remind me of asparagus. So we have this variety that we grow. And then out in front, we have some broad beans. So if there's nothing growing and there's bare dirt, we like to plant something, at the very least a cover crop. And the chickens have been sticking their necks through and eating some of the broad bean leaves, which is fine, because then that's more nutrients for them. And then earlier in the greenhouse, we were talking about that tomato plant. This year has been this past winter and has been very mild, And so the tomato plants have been growing. These are volunteer plants, and they've been producing and ripening tomatoes all winter long. So we'll get a few here and there, and then we have another tomato plant in the front yard, and we get a few here and there. So it's been nice getting tomatoes through the winter. And then here are our seedlings that are going to get some sunlight before the clouds roll in, and we're going to get maybe 1.5 inches of rain over the weekend. So they're going to get some sunlight as much as possible, and then we'll walk them into the greenhouse at nighttime. We have succession brassicas, so those are your cauliflowers, your sprouting broccoli, and broccoli. So these are the later stage seedlings, and then these are some more of those seedlings at seedling stage. And then we're always sowing them so that we can have a succession harvest. These are our tomatoes. So these are the early varieties. So these are ready to transplant in a couple of weeks. We can technically transplant them now, but I'm going to wait a little bit longer. And these are going to be your Costaluto Genovese, Principe Borghese, and Black Prince. Let's see what else we have. Oh, our carnivorous plants are starting to wake up, so it's warming up. Oh, look, we got some of the sundews. These are sticky traps. And then the pitcher plants are making blossoms. So these are these things that look like xylophone drumming things. And then this is a little tiny pitcher plant. So they're waking up. It's warming up here in Southern California. Let's see what's over here. Today I started sowing some more squashes. And I guess I didn't mention, in the greenhouse we had the curcubits. Those are your watermelons and your cucumbers, and also pumpkins and squashes. So watermelon and cucumbers have been sown in the greenhouse. And then today I did some more. We got a seedless pumpkin, kakai. And then I'm trying this new kombucha variety. It's very popular in Brazil, and I think it's a Japanese developed hybrid. It's called Tetsu Kabuto. So this is supposed to be a U under here. And then more succession sowing of brassicas, Eastern Magic broccoli, Marathon broccoli. This is a cheddar colored cauliflower, and this is Asperbrock, a sprouting broccoli. And before I head into our garden here, I want to come up here before I forget to talk about the Purple Moon cauliflower that we harvested the other day. So I'll put up a picture of our harvest, and then next to it we have a Skywalker cauliflower. And then down here we have some Gailon, and then this is Spigarello. So Spigarello is an Italian green, Gailon is an Asian green, and I recently learned that there's a connection between the two of them. And depending on what history you read, it seems like the Italian vegetables made their way into China, and they got turned into a lot of the Asian greens, and maybe vice versa from the trades of Marco Polo. And I find it very interesting that Asian greens and Italian greens have very similar characteristics, and then also Italian cuisine and Asian cuisine are very similar in that it's quick and easy meals that are healthy and delicious. So that's kind of an interesting connection. What's back here? I got some, let's see, frost cloth on here for our bell peppers. So I got a Eula Wonder and a bell pepper, orange bell pepper in here. I'm just seeing if we put a frost cloth, it will yield earlier harvests of bell peppers. So that's what's there. And then we got some cleanup that we got to do. This bitter melon plant, I was just curious to know if it will overwinter and become a perennial, because again, very mild winter, the bitter melon vine is hanging on. I was just curious to know if it'll just come back and make earlier bitter melon for us. And as far as this space here, I've been meaning to clean up this garden a little bit and make it a little bit more refined, because with gardening there are different aspects of it. There is the practical, stylish garden, and I want to bring that stylish, practical aspect to this garden space. And I started thinking about maximizing this space as well, and maybe put additional planters like these planters to line the back over there. So we're gonna get a little bit more style to this space thanks to Vago Gardening. They reached out recently, so it was something that I was thinking about, and I was like, wow, okay, great opportunity to get some style and some content for our video. So be on the lookout for future videos where we're going to do a series on growing with the Vago garden. So I'm looking forward to that. And in the meantime, this is what the garden looks like. Hopefully it'll look a little bit more refined afterwards. But at the same time, it's winter time, and your garden probably does look like this because you're waiting for spring to come around to bring life back into your garden. So I'm looking forward to having this fill in some more. And we got, speaking of mild winter, the jalapenos have been producing, and I've just kind of left it alone. You can see all the jalapenos I haven't eaten. So we got some jalapenos that we can use. And is there anything else interesting over here as far as the garden's concerned? We did harvest a really nice head of broccoli, the Eastern Magic. And if you noticed, we got a couple grow bags stacked up. It's because with the sun angle in the wintertime, it's different, so we're trying to get as much light as possible. So in the back here, it doesn't get as much light, so if we can stack things up, it helps out a lot, especially since there's something in the foreground blocking some of that light. So just with this space, we have to kind of look towards the top for sunlight to grow some of our plants. And you'll start to see us filling up this tier up here with plants. In the meantime, we have some strawberries on the bottom that we recently planted. And if you're visiting for the first time, the vertical planters along the wall, these are made with cedar fence boards, and we got some herbs in here. We got some Vietnamese herbs like Vietnamese coriander, and then we got some mint. This is mojito mint, the variety that the cocktail is made from. And we have some lemon balm. This is regular mint. So and then we got some, I think this is called fish mint, and then this is Moroccan mint, the mint that is put in Moroccan tea. So it's a nice collection of different herbs in here. And then on top we got some ranunculus flowers that we're growing, and got some peaches in bloom. So this is what is it, mid-pride peach. It's a late May, June ripening peach, and we have different varieties of peaches for succession harvests. So this is August pride, so that's closer to August when it blooms. So that's pretty much our update for today. I also made a garden update yesterday, and I wasn't too happy with it, but I'm gonna plaster it on the end of this video so you can see what's growing on in the front yard and what we're harvesting as well, and also see a difference in the gardening style, which is pretty much full spectrum for our channel. We grow in different styles. We have more of a regenerative budget type of style in the front yard, where when I say budget, there's a lot of costs associated with raised planters, whether you're buying lumber to build it with, or you're buying these metal planters, or even containers, or even the containers we're going to be receiving later. There's going to be additional costs, and for a very low budget, you don't need that. You can just grow on flat land. That's what we see in the front yard, and that's the theme out there. And then out here in this backyard, we're going to try to make it a little bit more stylized and more refined, and kind of let people know that there's also that way of growing as well. So I think that's going to be our next video, which is to work on the Vago planter series. And until then, thanks always for coming out and seeing what we're doing and what we're up to. And I hope you're off to a running start on your 2024 gardening season. And I'm looking forward to seeing how our garden grows this year. Thanks always. See you later. Thursday, February 29th. Hello everyone, and happy Leap Day. Brian here to give you a quick update on our front yard garden. We have a mix of Asian and Italian greens, and we have them growing in succession. So that's Monty broccoli, a purple cauliflower. Be sure to check my latest Instagram posts for a picture of the purple cauliflower that we harvested. We got a Bell Star broccoli plant. These are all older seedlings that was recently transplanted. And then this over here, this is a French gray shallot, one that's not very often seen. So it grows very slowly. Won't be until about July until it's ready. And over here in the hedge, we have chard plants. We have different colors to add interest and color to the area. And then beyond the hedge are some wheat plants. So those are the wheat plants, and this is a artichoke plant. And then as part of the hedge as well, we have some Peruvian corn that we grow here in the wintertime here in Los Angeles. So this is a large pine cone looking like corn. It's a Kayuyu chuli pie corn. And we got some more succession brassicas. So these are the sprouting broccoli. And this is a new to us variety, so we're going to test it out. Once we pinch off the main crown there, these nodes here will form side shoots, and we'll get nice little tiny sprouts that resemble gailon. And speaking of gailon, we have some on this side, and then some succession brassicas on this side as well. And then this is a Romanesco type of cauliflower. If you've never seen it before, it's got a more nutty flavor. So think of cauliflower, but more intense in flavor. And it's a lot. It's also got a different texture, so it's got a denser texture. And I'm gonna go over here. We got some more gailon plants, and then we got this red acre cabbage. We recently harvested one. It's a very productive variety. We've grown a few types like Ruby Perfection. Those do okay, but the red acre is really, really productive for us. We also have daikon that we're growing, so they're down there. And various other greens as green manure, like broad beans. And that's pretty much it on this side of our front yard garden. As far as the channel's concerned, let me show you this really nice bloom here. We got a nice rose bloom right now. It's been very, very mild. And as far as our channel's concerned, we're gonna put up some content. Talking with a garden company. They're gonna send us some planters, so we're gonna put some videos up there and share with you all some products that you can use for gardening.